So this is the card sales record tab. So, and apart from the airtime, this form of airtime we sell, this airtime to cash, we send it to their balance direct, but this category is recharge card, just a normal virtual we usually buy at any business center. So we have different denominations: 100 naira, MTN 100, 200, 500, 1000. The same thing for Airtel, the same thing for Glo. So we have the amount we start with, the amount we end with as usual, so that we can automatically get the amount we sold and finally get the amount we earn as profit on sales. So how do we do this? Let's say we record this in pieces, so we put the quantities. So let's say I started with MTN 100 naira, 100 pieces. How much is that? That will give us a total of 10,000 naira. MTN 200, let's say I start with 30 pieces, or let's say 50 pieces, and then I have 10,000, that is 50 times 200 naira. Then 500, let's say I start with 20 pieces. Okay. The reason why I'm having red here is that I also configure this sheet just to tell us, to help us make a decision on when to restock or when to buy more. So I will explain that in amount end with. So I'll 50 here again, or let's say 40. So for airtime of 1000, let's say I have 20, or let's say 25. Okay, 25. So altogether this is 65,000 naira recharge card I am starting with. So now, if you have the same thing, you can fill for others, but I'll stop here. Then let now fill for amount end with. So before we fill the amount end with, since this is what we start with and we have not tell this sheet that we have any amount left with us, so it will think that we sell everything and it's going to put what we start with under the amount sold, and it will give us the profit. So the profit on this recharge card is 3% on sales. So that's how it's bringing out this amount here. So now let's fill the amount we end with. Let's say I start with 100 pieces and I end up with, let's say, 15 pieces. Here I start with 50 pieces, and then let's say I end up with, let's say, 10 pieces. Here I start with 40 pieces and I end up with 30 pieces. Here I start with 25 pieces and I end up with 21 pieces. So so this is the I start with 65,000 naira and I end up with 39,500 naira. So it automatically deducts the amount sold, the amount we end with, from the amount we start with, so that it will automatically bring out the amount we sold. That means out of 100 pieces, it remains 85, meaning we sold 85%. So the same thing for all of that, and we will have the total amount sales 25,500, and this is the 3% discount. This is the 3% profit we made on selling this recharge card. So then the thing I want to explain here is this red color. I impute 30 is not showing red. So the reason is because just for this sheet to tell us when to restock and when not to restock. So anytime our vouchers remain 20 or less, then we want this sheet to tell us, to indicate to us that it is high time for us to restock. So as you can see, we have 15. It means this 15 is not going to be enough for us to start with the next day. So we need to restock. So that is why this red indicator is here. But you will see by the time we put 21 here instead of 15, then it will tell you that, it will still tell you that we still have more than 20, so we don't need to restock, and the red color will go. So this is how this recharge card sales record works, and we're also made available from Monday to Sunday, so that it will automatically, so that we can use it for a whole week. So in the next video, we'll talk about the recharge card printing tab.